These ocean hikes, guys, I don't know, like the elevation changes on these are pretty intense. They're pretty insane here in the California mountains. I know this doesn't do it justice, but man, that mountainside goes up, way up there. We got to go all the way up there onto that that Grinch-sized dump it to grump it mountain over there. All right, just came down that. That is one of the craziest descents ever. Definitely bring a trekking pole if you're going on this trail. What's going on, hikers? Dave here with Off Grid. I'm into backpacking, hiking, camping, and gear. If you like those things too, I want you to do me a favor and take a quick second, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and also hit that bell notification so that I can send you a video every time it's released. So today I'm on another day hike. This time I'm over in Point Mugu at the Point Mugu State Park near Malibu in California. And apologies for the first stretch here. I'm probably not going to do that much shooting because I'm doing a straight shot up again. So I'll give you the tech specs in just a minute. But this is the Mugu Extended Loop. Put the exact word of the naming on the screen for you guys to look at because I think I missed a word or two. But we are right near the coast. You can probably see behind me here. So we should get some pretty amazing views on today's trek. Okay, still making our way up. I don't think the video can really do it justice of how high it is over there or how badly I'm breathing right now, but we haven't even made it towards the section where the loop kind of comes around. And that's where it's going to kind of come back, and I got to go basically straight shot down to get down to. So much fun so far. Okay, back to our regularly scheduled program for you guys now. Just went up probably the steepest gain that I've ever done. This is kind of harkening back to one of my earliest videos and the hike that I did over in San Luis Obispo. And that one was basically like an 800-foot shot straight up, and was actually a little bit steeper than this one. So check that one out if you haven't already. But this one was going from about 23 feet of total elevation to start out, and we were pretty much like right on ground level with the ocean there. And this one went up to about 900 feet in the first 3/4 of a mile. So it's pretty insane, it's pretty intense. As you saw in the first shot there, it definitely is strenuous. So if you've got any sort of health conditions or problems with strenuous activities, you might want to skip this one. But here's some more stats for you guys. On this one, we're going to be going back down to about 600 feet of total elevation, and then it's going to go back up again to about 1,200 feet. I think it's the highest is 1,252 at the peak, and that's Point Mugu peak, which I'll be getting to a little bit later in the video. And then from the peak, it's pretty much just all downhill from there. So I can't wait for that. But I think the total elevation change on this 5-mile route, this loop that I'm doing in a clockwise fashion, is about I think 1,519 feet, something like that. So it's pretty crazy. These ocean hikes, guys, I don't know, like the elevation changes on these are pretty intense. They're pretty insane here in the California mountains. But the wind is I guess more mild. I think it was probably better when I was closer back there with my back is now to the ocean, but I think it's around 7 miles per hour, something like that. So it's not crazy. Probably would have liked to get my doors blown off today, but still, any breeze is better than no breeze. The temp for today is around 73 degrees. Online was a little bit cooler, but pulling up in my car showing about 73, which is really not that bad. So yeah, I think the official name for this trail, looking it up on All Trails, is hold on a tick. I don't think you can see it there, but in the distance it looks like a communications tower over there. It's pretty cool. It kind of looked like Men in Black or something. But anyway, I think the official name of this trail is called the Shoemash Trail, which they didn't really tell you that on All Trails. It definitely is a different name, but looking at it on the map right now, it's saying that I'm on the Shoemash Trail. And if you take the navigation to it, it also says the same thing, like Shoemash Trail parking lot or something. It's a small parking lot, kind of just like a small cutout, but pretty easy to find right off the one, which is a coastal road here on the Pacific, and really easy to find. I know you're also digging the nerd vest I got going on here too. Thought I'd try something new instead of carrying around the selfie stick the entire hike. Got this sort of like a mock chesty from GoPro. This one's from Amazon, and so far I'm not loving it, just because the clip is not super secure, and I have a pretty lightweight case on my GoPro here, and it's still kind of like flopping forward. So I'm gonna try different screws, try to get that dialed in a little bit more. I also don't know if this is gonna make it into the video, or if you guys really care about that stuff, but figured I'd throw it in there anyway. Again, this is also the extended loop. I'm extending it a little bit today, doing another offshoot and making this out to 5 miles. There are a couple of spots where you can kind of cut through and take off, probably like at least a half mile or something like that, but going a little bit longer. I was actually debating it, because going up that straight shot, I was like, oh man, I don't know if I want to do the full 5 today or not. It took me a really long time to get through that first mile, because there's no switchbacks on it, and it was really brutal. So, but feeling all right now, so we'll just continue along for now. The other thing that I am continuing to test out is the sun hoodie. Got another one from Mountain Hardware over here. It's a lightweight, full length, full sleeved hoodie. You can see I don't have the hoodie up today, because in one of my previous day hikes, I was out on the Wheels Rice Canyon loop, and it was about the same amount of heat, I guess I'd say, same temperature, but it was definitely warmer over there because I was more inland. I was in Ojai, and this trail here was on the coast, a little bit breezier, but I noticed in that video that I didn't have a ton of protection even with the hood up and a hat on. I was still getting like spots where the sun would hit my face, so gonna go without the hood. I was also overheating like crazy too, so I decided to forego the hood today. So I just used a simple deodorant style stick of sunscreen and just kind of plastered it on my face. I'm still trying to go with the long sleeves, but as far as the hoodie goes, I'm not sure if I'm gonna do that in warmer weather, but I do like having the option of having it in case it is a little bit cooler. It's just really easy to throw this thing up and get it up over your ears to warm you up just a little bit. Okay, I'm noticing that the extension here is really I just came from like over there and kind of like down this way, and I'm cutting back out this way, and I noticed that it's not really much to look at. So the extension to make it longer, make the trail longer, is nothing super amazing to write home about. There's no other major landmarks or anything crazy to see. You're just kind of like on the other side of the mountains here. The ocean is back over that way. Like I said, that's where I came from. So we're just kind of like exploring a little bit back here in the back of the mountainside before eventually like looping back up around there and coming back down that hellish ascent, which will turn into a descent. So I think this one is, I'm not sure what it is on all trails, if it's moderately trafficked or heavily trafficked. I think on the weekend it might be more heavily trafficked. I'm out here, got a half day from work today. I'm on a Friday, so right around half day I decided to book it out. There's an okay number of cars in the parking lot, but it's a small parking lot, and I've already passed by a few different people kind of making their way out. So I'd say there's a decent number of people, but nothing too crazy or too packed. I know this doesn't do it justice, but man, that mountainside goes up, way up there. I'm actually glad I have the chesty strap on today, because as soon as I started, this is the first day that I'm trying it on too, in the field. And as soon as I started out doing those crazy gains, I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna switch over to the chesty and kind of leave my hands available for, you know, scaling up this mountainside a little bit, because it was a little bit of a scramble to get up there. And here is the second ascent, gaining about 600 feet of elevation. So I'll see you at the top. Got a little peekaboo view back down the ocean. And as we're making our way up, almost made it to the Mugu point, but on my way over there, thought I'd point out a couple things. First of all, it's kind of steep down in here, so definitely watch your footing, take some good shoes, hiking shoes, trail runners like I got, something with some good tread. I would also recommend, if you're doing steep elevation inclines and gains, particularly if it's known not to have any kind of decent switchbacks like this one didn't, just bring a trekking pole. It'll help out with your footing, particularly if, you know, you have to go back down the same way, if it's a down and back, or in this case it's mostly a loop, but I have to go back down that steep hill. It's just really nice to have an extra extension of yourself to get better footing, so I have to be really careful when I go down on the descent. The other thing that I like to point out real quick is I don't have my Garmin watch with me today, but I am using the All Trails app, and this video is not sponsored by All Trails, but I do have the Pro membership, and I also made a video on how to load up GPX files onto your Garmin watch. Same rules and principles can apply to other watches that you have, so head on over and check out that video. But I gotta say, even without my watch, the app is doing a really good job at pointing me in the right direction. There are many spots on this trail, I should say so far, because I'm not done with it yet, but there are many spots where it kind of like branched off, and the app kept me in line and really helped guide me in the right direction. And I'm not sure if that really is also dependent on the GPS capabilities that you have on your phone. I have an older Pixel, Google Pixel phone, but and I do have a clear line of sight to the sky today. I think that really helps out too. If you have a thicker canopy, it's probably not going to work as well, but I gotta say, you know, it's working out pretty great for me so far. Okay, didn't quite make it to the halfway, or I should say the point, because the point is a little bit over halfway, but I didn't have lunch today, so taking a quick snack break and chowing down on this maple cashew butter. I gotta say it's pretty good. It's not as dry as like some other peanut butter pastes that you might encounter. You probably can't see it off in the distance. I can see it with my naked eye here, but the flag kind of denotes the peak, and we still got to go like all the way up there. Pardon my my cut finger. We got to go all the way up there onto that that Grinch-sized dump it to grump it mountain over there. So let me put the camera away. Give you one more shot of the ocean right here for right now, and I'll see you at the top. We finally made it. The old American flag. Victory. I'm dying. Okay, I'll see if I can get you some other views. I went to the peak. I'm coming on my way back down now. The views were not as good as I thought they were going to be. You kind of have to like go out farther past the edge of the point to get some sweeping views. So I'm actually going to cut this one a little bit short. I'm not going to go the full 5 today because I just checked. I mean, I'm shooting a couple of videos when I'm out here too, but I just checked and I did like 3 miles in like 2 hours because of the elevation gains and just stopping to shoot the other video, and also, you know, splitting my finger wide open too with my knife. So all that kind of just ate up time and energy too. I mean, I was like up on my tippy toes on these ascents. They're just kicking my butt. So I'm gonna cut a little bit short. I'll show you what the total was once I get down the hill. Alright, just came down that. Probably doesn't pick it up on camera. Let me see if I can get lower. That is one of the craziest descents ever. I'll put on the time lapse of the time capture there because I almost beefed it like 2 or 3 times. Definitely bring a trekking pole if you're going on this trail. All right, coming back down. All right, final thoughts on this trail. I think it's super strenuous. I think whoever designed this trail should be shot. I'm not promoting violence, just a figure of speech. Whenever something really kicks you in the pants like this one does, you know, it's kind of deflating. I think any time you get out on the trail is a good time out, but this one really just kicks your butt. Super strenuous. I don't care what All Trail says. This is hard. This is extremely hard. It's mostly because there are no switchbacks, and that really kind of pisses me off about a bunch of California's trails, is that they just somehow carve out a trail like straight up a mountain, which is just stupid. It doesn't really make sense, and it is really dangerous for people who are trying to climb or descend that mountain. So I can't really recommend this trail unless you are super experienced. And like I said, definitely bring trekking poles, definitely bring something that, you know, can stabilize you a little bit more, because regular boots, hiking shoes, or trail runners doesn't quite cut it on this one. I know my quads, calves, and just legs in general, my feet are going to be screaming tomorrow. So this one was definitely really tough. I mean, these views are pretty stunning and pretty amazing, but the trail overall is just very poorly designed, and I can't necessarily recommend this one. But if you do end up doing it, I would say skip the extension Don't go all the way on the backside, which is kind of like going further east, I would say, away from the water. Like kind of stick to the smaller loop that hugs the water a little bit more, and then pick the one that goes further west, because I ended up cutting the trail short, but I ended up going down this super steep slope to cut out some of the mileage. I'm not sure if that was worth it either. That was really dangerous. So I'm heading down the last steep portion here, which was the same crazy ascent when I first came up the hill. I think the total for today is going to be somewhere around 4.5 miles. I'll throw it up on screen for the total numbers. I'm not quite at the end yet, but I'm going to cut the video here. But hey, thanks so much for watching, everybody. Really appreciate you guys. Really appreciate the followers that I'm getting, the subscribers that I'm getting. You guys are the best. I've got the best followers on YouTube, hands down. But anyway, I'm out of here. Thanks again for watching, guys. Remember, if you headed off grid, make sure you do your research and make it a safe one. Definitely got to do your research, especially on these steeper trails. But I'll see you guys next time. Take care.